Not so long ago. In fact, just about a year ago. 3 high school graduates, Josh, Keith, and Kenny, decided to go on a canoeing trip. While they managed to avoid the fate of Ned Beatty in Deliverance, they were instead almost abducted by a UFO. During the attempted abduction, while the boys were being levitated into the UFO, a freak solar flare hit the Van Allen belt and disrupted the UFO's tractor beam, thus turning it into an intergalactic transportation system. Kind of like on Stargate. And then exploded. The boys survived, but found themselves transported across the galaxy into the cargo hold of a spaceship overrun by gray, almond-eyed, stereotypical aliens. The ship was being attacked, and the aliens abandoned ship, leaving the boys alone in the cargo hold with several hundred cryogenically frozen humans. The boys woke up and were able to miraculously save the ship. The crew of the ship woke to find that the gray aliens had infected them with a disease that will kill the rest of their race if they come into physical contact. Now the 3 young men and the crew search the galaxy for a cure and maybe a way home.
The last of the cryo chambers have been unloaded from your ship and are being maintained in a medical facility.
That's good to hear, sir.
How are our guests?
They seem to be adapting to ship life well. The doctor thinks she can find a cure faster if they stay on board.
Then make it so, Commander.
They've asked to be trained as bridge crew, and noticing a lack of volunteers aboard a plague ship...
As long as they are willing to help find a cure for the disease that could destroy our race, give them what they want.
Very well.
And speaking of which, how is your crew? I'm sure not being able to rejoin our race is distressing.
We've all been through a lot before this. If being confined to a ship and roaming the galaxy is the worst of it, we can take it.
So the truth comes out. You'd rather be exploring the galaxy than sitting behind a desk and reading reports.
Well, our ship's doctor needs an assistant for her research. She says she's found someone in the cryo chambers that would be perfect.
That's understandable. Send me the name and I'll send you the cryo chamber. In addition, we will be sending cryo chambers containing security forces, in case you need them.
Thank you. I hope we never need to open them, but it's good to have backups on board. Admiral, we haven't heard anything about the investigation of the Greys.
We have spoken with the Grey ambassadors, and they assure us that if there are any Greys aboard your ship, they were acting outside of the colony. Whether or not Greys were on your ship is still debatable.
But we have eyewitnesses.
And those eyewitnesses are not of any known race. I want you to keep an eye on them. If their story is verified, we can continue with an investigation. Until then, we have no grounds for a formal investigation against the Greys. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Understood.
As for your mission, I want you to cooperate completely with the Phoebians. Their research is of the utmost importance to our military.
Will the disease affect them?
According to our top scientists, they, like your guests, cannot contract the disease. Return safely, Proditor. Command out.
Missed you at the mission briefing. It's probably the first one you've missed in maybe 5 years.
My career is over. I was to be transferred over to a battle carrier, command of my own ship. Now this plague thing happened. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy your command. You know that.
I know. The doctors are working on it. They'll find a cure, and your career will jump back into high gear. Consider this a pit stop, not an end to the race.
So how's James doing?
Of the 4 of us, he's the only one with a wife and kids back home. So in the meantime, I guess I'm going to have to put up with him.
So what are you going to do with the 3 stowaways?
The Admiral says that if they have any chance of helping us with the cure, then we have to watch after them. She says we can even make them bridge crew.